Hello, welcome to this new video. My name is Martina Vincenzi and I am the founder of the VIP Flight Attendant Academy Private Jet Coach. On today's video, I would like to talk about the different services that you can offer when you work as a flight attendant on board a private jet. So mainly in the majority of the private jets, the dishes that you serve to your customers are coming out from the galley like ready to be eaten. With all the condiments, all the dressing, and you basically do like a restaurant style type of service. However, in some situation, you really have to adapt yourself to the situation because, as I always say, it is true that when you are on board a private jet, you are supposed to deliver a five-star type of service, a five-star restaurant type of service. However, you are still dealing with a situation that is totally, that completely doesn't belong to the restaurant. So you have a time limit because you have, between takeoff and landing, this is the time you have available to perform your service. You have also some actually some things that can happen and that definitely cannot happen in a restaurant, like turbulence or or maybe shortcuts where your flight time is actually decreasing a lot because you just got a shortcut to land quicker into your destination. And also the equipment that you have available on board is much more limited than the equipment that is present in a restaurant. I'm talking about the number of plates, the number of cutlery, the number of glasses that you have available, much less. And also I would say less in the range is not that wide, okay? So all that said, when you really have to adapt your type of service according to the type of flight and according to your customers. So for example, what do you do if you have an overcrowded flight? And when I mean overcrowded flight, I would say from probably 6 people above, that's considered overcrowded to me. It's like a lot of people because the environment is very tiny. And, when they are on board a private jet, they do not actually behave like in the airline, that they just stay seated and, and that they maybe just stand up just to go to the toilet a couple of times or whatever. No, really, they actually socialize, they engage, they stand up, they take a walk, they open all the drawers and cupboards, and they are entitled to do so. So maybe they move back to the cabin to talk with the person who is sitting over there, and maybe then they come forward and then they want to go in the cargo to check something in the luggage because, yes, in the majority of the private jet, the cargo is heated, pressurized, and accessible throughout the entire flight. So you can actually go to the cargo anytime you want. Normally, we try not to let them go because, they might hurt themselves with the luggage, in particular if there are a lot of them. However, if they ask you to go there, you cannot really say no. So yes, they can go to the cargo and check their own luggage. So all that said, when you have 6 of them, you basically just step onto each other's feet all the time. So it's a lot. Normally, what do I do when I have this amount of people? I tend, if possible, if the situation allows me, I tend to create a buffet type of service, okay? So I basically arrange a specific area of the cabin. Most probably it will be the credenza as a buffet. I just prepare every table with a minimum setup. So, the tablecloths or table mat, if not available, like an empty dish, cutlery and glasses. And I just instruct them on how this is going to work. So I just tell them that they just have to basically help themselves with the food items that I will display on the credenza. They can go on and eat as much as they want. And normally I display all the items all together except for the dessert. Then I just, basically my main duty at this point is just to keep the buffet tidy and restock as much as possible, and to perform an active beverage service. In here as well, I try to congregate the requested of the different type of drinks as much as possible. So, if applicable, I just propose to all of them to drink champagne, for example. So I know that it would be like the majority of them drinking the same type of drink. And then, well, of course, if you have children, then maybe some juices, or, probably the problem starts happening when it is breakfast time, because to prepare a hot beverage normally it takes really a long time, because the machine you have on board is meant to prepare one coffee per time. So if you have the coffee and then the cappuccino and then the cappuccino with soy milk and this and that, this is taking quite some time. But yeah, anyway, so besides of the breakfast, the rest of the services are pretty easy when it comes to beverages, and I just tend to, as much as possible, drive them towards just a few different type of drinks. You can even consider to just like people do in the airline, just to prepare a tray with different type of drinks and just go out in the cabin, and they have, for example, 3 choices. I normally also provide some bottle of waters on the buffet, so at least the water is done, okay? They have water over there and they can take it by themselves, and I'll take care of the rest of the drinks. So anyway, these are just a few tricks. So of course it depends again how much time do you have available, and what kind of flight is that. Is it like a leisure flight? Is it a family moving to go for holiday, for example? So it really depends. You have to adjust. I'm just trying to throw some tips of according to my experience. Then when I see that they are no longer approaching the buffet, or when it's 1 hour to landing, I remove everything from the credenza and I just propose my sweet choice. So the dessert in this case are gonna be like individual, okay? So I don't know, I decided to offer them tiramisu. It would be tiramisu in a glass, so each one of them is having a glass. Or even better, if we are celebrating, for example, a birthday, there will be a birthday cake. So it's the same cake for everyone, and they just have to maybe blow the candles, fake candles, and I just, cut slices, and that's it. And maybe offer like an alternative, a more, let's say, healthy alternative, like fruit skewers, for example. Bear in mind that the type of catering that you order, if you decide to go for a buffet style, it must be okay for a buffet. So normally we go with cold food, like sandwiches, like maybe superfood salads, maybe some rice salad, pasta salad, charcuterie, I don't know, seafood platter, or smoked fish platter, cheese board. So all these kind of things. You don't really offer soups, you don't really offer beef steak, you don't really offer fish fillet. Maybe you can offer a caprese salad. So yeah, these kind of things that they are okay for a buffet, bearing in mind that you have no choices to keep them cold or hot, because it is just a credenza, so there is no no appliances to actually keep the food warm or fresh. Sushi could be a good idea, but then it really depends. You really have to be careful when it comes to food safety, because sushi includes raw fish, so that's maybe a more tricky choice. You really have to figure it out according to how long is the flight and how long this sushi will be actually exposed to room temperature, in order to reduce as much as possible the risk of food poisoning or bacteria contamination because it's not kept in the fridge or consumed quickly. So yeah, this is the main things about the buffet style. Just pay very much of attention when you decide to go for a buffet style type of service, because again, it really depends on the type of customers and the reason why they're flying. You know, the buffet style is very informal. So if you have like, I don't know, the CEO of the company and you're flying the whole top management of your company, I wouldn't really go for this choice because it's probably considered a little bit too informal. Okay, this is good when it is like a group of friends or again, a family moving together to go for some holidays or celebration of whatever kind, or maybe, you know, also a group of workers going together, some colleagues flying together, but informal. So yeah, so it really depends. If you have like a pretty formal situation, I think it's not really the best of the choices. However, bear in mind that you are the flight attendant on board the private jet. You are the one deciding what kind of service and how to conduct it. So it's all your decision, and nobody can actually, you know, say anything about it, because if you decided that this is the right way to do so, then you have full power to do that. I hope that this was helpful for you, and as always, if you have any questions regarding VIP flight attendant, private jets, or the corporate aviation industry, please feel free to reach out to me. So ciao for now, and baci baci!